Imagine waking up and finding your name everywhere because your wife is accusing you of grape, DV, and threatening her life.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This is your wife we're talking about here. And before you can even gather your thoughts, understand what exactly is going on, figure out how you're going to deal with this very now public situation, you get arrested. She files for divorce and asks the court for sole custody and no visitation. So these are the unfortunate turn of events that took place in NFL star Marcellus Wiley's life, his marriage. And I just want to get this out of the way right now. I remember a few years ago, and guys, I'm not a fanatic any sports fan at all, but I do follow a lot of names, and people kept on bringing up this name in my comment section. I was like, who is this? I knew he was an NFL player. It was like the haters that were leaving comments, like this goofy Marcellus Wiley looking, dude. So I'm looking at these comments and I go research it and I see the pictures pop up. I'm like, okay, I can see what you're talking about. Anyways, I first heard about this situation via this post shared by the TMZ, the Red. NFL star Marcellus Wiley's wife claims he raped her, files for divorce. And let's see here, we can move over. Here they have the mugshot and, of course, a photo of them in blissful happiness. You can never report any of these marriages crumbling without one of these photos of them like, hey, don't forget, these two used to love each other and decided they wanted to spend the rest of their lives with each other at some point. So Wiley was arrested on July 4th. And, I looked at the situation, especially the divorce that followed it, and I said, this is BS. I immediately thought this was a silver bullet strategy of her trying to make sure she has an advantage during the divorce that she was planning to initiate. Again, that's my opinion. However, Marcellus Wiley talks about that. He brings up the silver bullet strategy, which he didn't know anything about. I tell you guys many times, people I've learned never understand any of these things until they're actually going through it. But it's important to remember that these are all allegations, right? At this point, nothing's proven as fact, but they still decided to arrest him. Anna Marie, his soon-to-be ex-wife, told the Florida police Wiley threatened to kill her and had poked her on her cheek with one finger during an argument. It says here, Wiley denied touching or threatening her. The responding deputy reported no visible injuries, and their daughter, when questioned, said she heard arguing but did not see Wiley touch her mother. Police nevertheless decided to, I don't know how, I guess they found that they had probable cause for the arrest. Now, this is important to keep in mind based on how this entire situation actually played out. But the Florida incident that happened at the hotel quickly grew into something much bigger. Following just the one incident of her saying, hey, he threatened my life, she decided to also initiate divorce, right? So she files for divorce, not in Florida because they reside in California. And in the California filing, because that's where she's going to be put into family court to deal with custody issues and probably division of assets. Hopefully he has a prenup. You guys know where to go, fathershaverights.com. So she starts to allege years of physical abuse, right? Based on her claims. Essay, right? Multiple grapes. This is looking like this may turn into a nightmare of public scrutiny, horrible consequences, definitely locked up for a very long time for Marcellus Wiley. Again, here's where I have to pull people out of this family court entertainment perspective. We have to remember that when I report on a lot of these issues, these are real lives. This is what I want you to really think about here. If what she alleges is proven to be true, let's just say the physical violence, right, that actually later on we're about to find out she had no proof of it. And of course, the witness, the daughter said she didn't see anything happening. So they dropped the case. He would spend some time behind bars more than he did, more likely than not. Now, if on top of that, everything else she alleges is also proven not to be true, and that's probably going to be decided in family courts because custody, determination of custody, and how much custody he wants. I don't know if he wants 50-50 custody. I know in California, they don't presume default 50-50 custody. But let's just say everything is proven as false. Really think about what that means. It means that this wife was willing to ruin and destroy this man's life. Like, people never think at what level this type of tarnishing of someone's image, if someone gets falsely accused and actually gets locked up, what it can result in. This goes beyond, I want primary custody of the kids. Hey, I just think I'll be the better parent. No, you want to destroy this man. You want to destroy him. You want him locked away from civilization. That's why a lot of these false accusations, when proven to be false, are very, very sick. This is where people are going to disagree with me, but you know the truth, like you really know the truth. If a father experienced DV with a woman, a man, and I don't care, don't bring in the gender bias now, right? Don't bring but we're not equal. No. If a father said, hey, she swung on me, she hit me, she tried to stab me with a knife. I've had literal women confess to chasing men around with knives. One of them threw a knife at the husband's face. What did he do, Chisha? She didn't like what he said. If men at the same rate decided to get a lot of girlfriends, wives, fiancés locked up for those type of actions, many of these women would have had a taste of jail, some of them prison. And in many cases, a man won't do that. Why? Because he's thinking, wow, let's say you did try to run me over with your car because you were upset and you weren't yourself and your hormones, right? You couldn't control yourself. And you run over my foot. But it was attempted murder. Let's keep it real. There's even video proof maybe of it. A man will be more likely to say, hey, I understand this means that my kids are not going to have a mother, even if you were gone for 6 months. That would be devastating to them. And most men are able to look at the situation from a macro level and say, I would rather put my kids first. And to people, they may think, because like people think that like if she's an abuser, then she needs to be arrested. Or if he's an abuser, plenty of these chicks go around abusing people physically and they get let off. And many times it comes down to the benevolence of the men that they are with. And they go on being mothers. Those are gray areas in the dynamics of relationships that people do not want to mention or bring up. But it happens. At this point, I want to address the silver bullet method because I think this is a very important one. I think more men need to know about this. Here we have a video from a creator. His handle is Dad's Law School, right? Check out this video with the caption, have you heard about the silver bullet? Let's get it. Quick break here to talk about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. One of the expert attorneys in our prenup guide explains a dangerous myth, which is that a lot of people think that you don't need an experienced attorney to draft your prenup. Some people even try to draft their prenups themselves and are shocked when the judge throws that prenup out in court. At fathershaverights.com, we've made it easy to learn how to get a prenup. Our expert attorneys explain everything in clear, easy to understand language. Click the link pinned to the top of the comment section and join the hundreds of men protecting their future marriages the right way.
Hey Dad, have you heard about the silver bullet? And no, I'm not talking about Coors Light. The silver bullet is that strategy that some moms use to gain custody and control in a divorce from the get-go. It's that nasty, nasty game playing that's going to basically destroy you from the get-go, and you're going to get cut off at the knees, and it's going to happen before you even know it. And here's the way that game is played. Mm-hmm. Mom's probably met with 2, 3, 4, 5 lawyers before this actually happens.
Hold on real quick. Shout out to the coffee mug. I see it. I see it, brother. It says, keep calm to keep the kid. All right. So he just said mom's already probably, if she's using this method, met with a couple of lawyers, right? This was strategized. It was planned.
Been planning this divorce/custody battle for 2 years. Easy. Getting all her ducks in a row, moving money around, making sure that her debt gets paid down and your debt continues to either stay steady or climb. All the while keeping you kind of confused because you're getting laid occasionally and thinking that things are fine. And when it actually happens, and this is what's going to happen, is you're going to get hit with a stack of papers. It's going to be a domestic violence restraining order alleging all kinds of like emotional, physical, financial abuse, psychological abuse. There'll be a divorce proceeding in there if you're actually married. Otherwise, it'll just be the straight domestic violence restraining order, and an order that's going to kick you out of the house. And you're probably going to get it when you come home from work and be told, like, no, you can't stay here. And by the way, you have to leave. And no, you don't get to say goodbye to your kids. And no, you don't get your clothes or your tools or any of your personal property. We'll deal with that later, which means you're probably not getting any of it back. It's the nastiest of nasty in divorce. And it's
now someone may be thinking, well, why wouldn't I get my stuff back? Well, because at this point, it's community property. It's a marital asset in most states, meaning you're going to have to go through litigation for you to decide how much of those assets, your stuff that you bought within that marriage, that you get. Unless, of course, that's decided beforehand via a prenuptial agreement, you can limit your losses. Just keep listening.
Very, very, very common because it's very, very, very effective. What ends up happening is a domestic violence restraining order gets issued, you're determined to be an abuser, and that means that you're not a good parent. And now mom's got primary custody of the kids, which maximizes her child support,
right,
and puts her in a power position. And so now you're going to start dancing to her tune. And here's the thing. You can recover from this. It's not easy. There's a long road and probably going to take years and tens of thousands of dollars. But I want to keep you one piece of advice, and that is
years and tons of thousands of dollars. Like, that's encouraging, right?
Keep calm to keep the kid. You've got to stay calm, because the minute that you do anything that like shows your anger, your mental instability, your flashes of frustration, that's going to be used against you. And you're going to be validating what she said in the restraining order application. So my general advice to people who have these things happen to them is keep calm to keep the kid, and you're not alone. It happens to a lot of guys. Hope that helps. Have a great night. Remember, you're awesome.
So there you go. You guys heard it for yourself. It happens to a lot of guys. Now, I can't sit here and say that's the method she was using. She lied on, of course, from a legal standpoint, we can't say that. However, I personally, based on my opinion, believe this pattern, this is exactly what that is. A false accusation with no proof, which is probably why it was dismissed and got dropped by the prosecutors. Now we're talking about the incident that happened in Florida. The title of this headline that was released just yesterday reads, ex-NFL star Marcellus Wiley, prosecutors drop DV case. Shout out to Marcellus Wiley. And we're actually going to listen to him tell us why exactly they dropped it, because I think it's actually better to hear from the horse's mouth himself. The title of this video is Marcellus Wiley charges prosecutors drop DV case. #MeToo. Interesting. I wonder if he's reversing that. Let's check it out.
I coach his son in basketball now a little bit, so long history. I bring all this up because these are some crazy highs, and I've had crazy lows. And through it all, I've never been arrested. I've never been in trouble. But now, look where it gets me. Look at that. Stuck on this damn mug shot. Anyway, that mug shot triggered me. 51 years young, and then this. The filing states prosecutors declined to file charges because testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence and is therefore insufficient to obtain a conviction.
There we go. There we go. The charges have been dropped, which brings the very obvious question here of asking who is the actual victim. Who's the real victim here? And I appreciate that #MeToo, because that's the real question we need to talk about. Let's keep listening.
I'm going to read that again because we're going to read that again. Testimonial evidence, that means what y'all were saying, received is not connected to reality, corroborated by any, look at the words, choice words. This is legal now. They don't play with their words. Any physical, okay, or other evidence. Hold on. Any physical or other means all things of evidence. Nothing. And is therefore insufficient to obtain a conviction. You're damn right. We ain't got nothing. We just got you waking up and saying, hey, he did something. Just like right now, I could just say to all of y'all did something. Then what? Thanks for the super chat. I'm going to get to it. I'm in a zone right now. In other words, it sounds like prosecutors didn't feel there was enough evidence for an easy conviction or a difficult one. No, they did not. This picture right here, let me tell you what's interesting about this picture. Another trigger.
I was going to skip, but I love the backstories to some of these photos, you know, because people see people online. And I'm a firm believer that everybody has a life behind the scenes, including myself, that they don't show I mean, why would you want to show the public? But they don't show the public. It's always interesting to hear the behind the scenes stories.
Suck it in, Wiley. One. Two.
That's
Two.
hilarious.
This is like a couple years ago. Yeah. Yep. Look at me. I ain't even look at the date. Now I see it. NFL honors. I was honored to be at the NFL honors, but I also was jealous. Can't lie to you. Why? Because I'm on this red carpet taking these pictures, and you know the NFL honors is where they give out the awards for Walter Payton Man of the Year. And when I say this, I mean it lightheartedly. I was jealous because when I played, they didn't have the NFL honors. They didn't have the award ceremony. They didn't have the red carpet. So when you were the man of the year for your team, you just basically had to talk to your community relations director, and she'd tell you if you won or not for the league. You get a text or email or something. Okay, I'm here now. Fast forward, I retired in 06, 07. This is 2024.
Right.
They have this big old pageantry, this big old award ceremony. And I'm like, this is insane. I'm hanging out with all the cats, right? Jerry Jones and talking to them, you know, catching up with people. I'm like, oh, this is the best. Reason I say it triggers me is because I won for my team Walter Payton Man of the Year, not one time, not two times.
Really?
But 3 times. And I only played 10 years, y'all. Basically, a third of my career, I was winning this award. How did I win this award so often? Probably could have won it more, like Kobe and MVPs, right? Like you could have won it more, because every single week I was out in the community. Not because the cameras were there. Obviously, we didn't even have no ceremony. We didn't even have no awards. I don't even think I have anything for it. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's just who I am. And this is what's going to come of it. So that picture triggers me. Anyway.
I want to move on to another section of this video. By the way, you guys can go check out the full video yourself. You have the title right here. But he brings up the silver bullet. He brings it up himself. I was very surprised and shocked that he actually brought it up. What I think is important to make sure you guys pay attention to here is him talking about how, like many people, and this is not just him, but many people learn this stuff while they're going through it. I don't think that's the best way to learn this. I don't think that I'm smarter than anybody else when it comes to like my understanding about this stuff. Being interested in it, I believe, has been a result of the type of content that I cover and talk about. But man, the type of hell men could save themselves if they watch the court hearings, right, at What's Brewing in Court with Shisha Zed or any other court channel. We're on Facebook too.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
You can drink the coffee on Facebook as well. But it'll save you so much heartache, so much time. Let's check it out.
Anna Marie filed for divorce and a restraining order days later. We're going to talk about the silver bullet. That's a silver bullet divorce process. It's a playbook. It's a play. It's a script. It's a play out the playbook of the script. That's what they call it. The silver bullet. Claiming Marcellus was violent throughout their marriage, he has denied her claims. Okay. Now, look at how many articles they got about me now. Look at this. God dang. All them sacks I got. Walter Payton Man of the Year, nuts. That's the world we live in. People know that. People know that.
A negativity.
They know that.
It attracts.
The negativity runs way faster than the positivity. I know.
And people will be like, well, why don't you? Now, you're not clicking on every video where it's like, hey, these guys are doing great.
I know that too. I get it. Let's talk about the silver bullet. The silver bullet is this. I just learned this. How do I learn this? Because I'm in this. I got to learn this stuff. So I learned that the silver bullet is this scripted play. Oh, I got to play that. You know what? I'm going to play that. I'm actually going to try and play that. Let me find that. The silver bullet is when you call the police. So lady calls the police on her man.
Right.
You call the police. Once you call the police, somebody got to go to jail. Somebody got to get removed, right? That's the silver bullet. You start there. Step one is get somebody arrested. Step two,
that's great. Step one is get someone arrested. That's crazy.
Is to get the temporary restraining order so you can get leverage in terms of what your divorce looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then step three, you divorce them. They say that over 50% of the divorces that are being filed now are being filed in that order, in that process, with domestic violence as the lead, because it colors, it changes the leverage. You're out the house, you can't see the kids, or it's limited. It's just a play. Now, not to say that some people really don't have to deal with it and some people really live that play out.
Sure.
But let's just be real. Most people ain't.
Right.
All right.
And they would love for you to believe that most women are just getting their asses beat out here. They would love you to sit there and believe that. Right. No, we're not going to sit here and believe that most men are just out here doing that. There are terrible men who do that, and they shouldn't do that, and they should be held accountable. But that's not the case the majority of the time. And so, like he said, there are far-reaching consequences to this, negative towards the man during that court hearing. However, there's also immediate negative consequences. For example, when he got locked up over that alleged incident in Florida that later on the prosecutors dropped, he was locked up and could not see his children. And I believe he could not see his children until they met for court on July 24th. So you got to think about this, right? Until the two of you meet and she's able to now take time while you're locked up, she's over there trying to find evidence. How can I prove that this actually happened? You're there, they've got you locked up. And you're just getting out hoping that no lies stick, right? We're assuming that you're in the innocent in this situation. Now, someone may say, well, they did figure out that he's not guilty and they dropped the charges, but they still had to figure out some type of temporary custody visitation for him. And I believe, let me see if I have anything here on that. So here it says, Marcellus gets 3 daytime blocks each week, Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 8, and Saturday from 9 to 6, and no reported overnights. Anna Marie is also seeking sole legal and physical custody, still most likely. And while California isn't like a default 50-50 custody state if there's no family violence, while that's the current situation in California, to say that this didn't affect the temporal custody setup to an extent, to me, I just think is a bit dishonest. I believe it did affect him negatively. The silver lining in this is that the charges that happened in Florida were ultimately dismissed.
Okay. So now I want to show you guys, walk with me today. We're going to spend some time on this, and then we're going to get out of here, get to those topics. I want to show you guys.
I think he's still frozen here.
Like, I don't want to say smart people. I want to say some people have caught on to what's going on here. Okay? Because, I mean, it's not about smart and dumb. It's about, one, how interested are you in this? Some people don't care. And frankly, I understand if you don't care. It's like, what is going on? But two, more importantly, you can pick up the breadcrumbs if you know what you're looking for. And frankly, I'm learning game that I didn't understand before. And now I get it's so important to know. But before,
I'm so glad he shared that.
Before, I didn't know. Some of these things I just frankly didn't know, right? Everybody got their blind spots. Everyone got you better take a look and peek behind yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not just, oh, okay, I see it all. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Right.
All right. So there's a lawyer, and I'm looking up his, golly, how come I didn't even think about this before the show, but y'all gonna rock with me.
I've seen a couple of his videos. I actually have a few lined up.
Hashtag men too. That's the new movement.
Men too.
Hashtag men too.
I like that.
God dang it.
Oh, they're going to hate that right there.
Oh, I see me working. Okay. I want y'all to see this. Check this out.
Goes, the system believes her first, verifies later. Here's something most people don't know about modern divorce. A huge share of high conflict cases don't start in divorce court. They start in domestic violence court. Because somewhere along the way, the strategy changed. File the allegation first, get the restraining order, then file for divorce. He's out of the house on the filing, not a finding. The house, the kids, the leverage, secured before anyone tests a word. And this isn't couples figuring it out on their own. There are attorneys who sell this playbook, who open with an allegation the way other lawyers open with a letter. It's a business model. And look at what it produces. A dad seeing his kids through a screen, hearings that get postponed, then postponed again, months of his life on hold over an untested claim, and a family that might have divorced peacefully now at war. Because once that filing lands, there is no low conflict version anymore. Every dollar of the fight goes to the people who started it. The lawyers get paid either way. The kids pay either way too. And the worst part, every strategic filing steals credibility from a real victim who needs it. The system believes everyone first. It has to. And some people build their whole case on that. Guys, you know how it goes. The system believes her first.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And as always, guys, we're going to check out some of these comments. Let's see what the people are saying below this actual video. Top comment here says how the negative news carries way further than the positive news. I couldn't be any happier than seeing this on my timeline yesterday. Big dog for you, Wiley from NC tapping in North Carolina. Somebody else here says, congrats, Marcellus. Never believed a word of it. Another person here says, please file a separate civil suit for defamation for the false allegations and arrest. The more women that get held accountable in some way will hopefully get these monsters to stop weaponizing the police against men. Another person here added, what's crazy is they won't publicize this like they did when you got arrested. Shaking my head. Another person who says, Marcellus is a real one. He kept it straight through this whole process. Commendable. Let the apology tour begin, and a lot more here. I'll end with this statement that was made.
The illusion is over with the magician hat. No more BS. No more deception. Just facts and evidence. State of Florida declined to file charges and dismissed the case. Testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence. State of Florida. Read that again. That's bullseye. If the state found her allegations uncorroborated by any physical or other evidence, and my own daughter in the moment says she wasn't telling the truth, then the question is unavoidable. Why should anything else she alleges be believed? I say it shouldn't, to keep it 100. Don't let 1 month of allegations erase 14 years of reality. Welcome to the Real House Lies of Anna Marie. Believe real victims, protect.
That's hilarious. His wife was on some one of those housewife shows. I wasn't going to give that any credit.
Real victims, but remember, false allegations have real victims too. Raise your hand, damn it. My name and character were attacked publicly. I'll defend them publicly with the truth.
Wonderful.
Because lies run sprints and truth runs marathons. Hashtag me too.
Guys, of course, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Appreciate you. Till next time, I'm out. Peace. Shout out to Marcellus Wiley. Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.